I'd say that the band's previous releases, like maybe attitudes about some certain things, were a little bit more on the funny side, which is like fine, a little tongue in cheek never hurt anybody. And I think it goes hand in hand with us. But I think as far as musically, we wanted to step up things in a little bit more serious, aggressive manner.
What's up, everybody? Keefy here at ghostnotemag.com, and I am here with Cedrik from Sanguisugabogg, which I actually said correctly after a lot of practice.
Hell yeah, happy to be here. I'm doing awesome. I'm super happy to be here and be a part and give some insight on the new album.
Word, man. Homicidal Ecstasy is coming out soon on Century Media. Super stoked. There's a lot of buzz about the band. We don't really pay attention to anybody else but ourselves, but just internally, we were discussing our most anticipated records of the year, and this is one of them.
Well, I appreciate that a lot. I'm glad that you and others are excited for the record because we're super proud and excited for it to be out as well.
Right on. It's been, a weird journey. I know you guys kind of dropped the awesome EP and the relationship with Maggot Stomp and a bunch of singles. And then I know it's only been a handful of years, but I'm sure like 2020 and 2021 felt like 10 years. And, what effect did if any, did we'll say the downtime or the off time, maybe it wasn't downtime, you were working, but was this a record primarily written during the pandemic, or was it something you guys had planned and did after?
For Homicidal Ecstasy, we started writing for it after the pandemic. So we during like touring and time at home, and we were waiting to go back out on tour, we were writing songs. We had probably I want to say 4 to 5 songs done, and then we went recording the album. We finished up writing for the rest of that. So yeah, the process for it took us about a year to do about half of it, and then we finished it up in about it took us like 6 days to record, I think, the album, and then we spent like maybe a week before that finishing writing 5 or 6 more songs for it. So yeah, that was the process that went into that.
Very cool. And then how do you guys bring in songs? Do you each write your own stuff and bring in riffs and songs completed, or do you kind of flesh them out together?
I would say for the most part, it's at least on Homicidal Ecstasy, it was a pretty collaborative from all of us. I mean, every song kind of has its own like story to how it was written. There's a couple on there that like the process of writing a song with us could start with one of us bringing a riff, or one of us bringing like kind of a whole song demoed out on like guitar, or we might be in the same room together where we'll sit down in front of like recording software like Reaper and just start throwing riffs together and see if they'll fit here and there. And then after we kind of put the riffs together, regardless of how we do it, whether it's one of us or collaboratively, Cody will write drums to it and then work on like organizing the song structure and stuff like that. So that's usually how it's how it's been going, for at least for Homicidal Ecstasy. The recording for that and process has been pretty smooth sailing.
Word. I like to hear it. And primarily when you go to write, you sit down to jam and play. Are you still consider yourself primarily a guitar player, or just whatever comes to mind?
Thing really that comes to mind. I mean, I take a lot of inspiration from anything in music, and I can play bass, guitar. I'm pretty imaginative with like drums and stuff. So at least on my part, when it comes to like writing something, I can pull from any kind of influence, or if I'm like playing on a different instrument, I could take something from that. So it's all super like situational, but whatever gets the creative juices flowing.
I get it. I what I really love about this band, because everybody gets hype on vocals and super guttural growly things, but I love the grooves of this band like more than anything else. I know a lot of people reference a lot of OSDM stuff, but to me personally, like, I just love that you guys find a pocket groove at times and just slay it. It really pumps me up.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Did you have specific like collective influences of the early US DM bands? Is that where that stuff comes in?
I mean, we're all pretty big music heads and nerds, so like, yeah, I think for all of us, like early OSTM and like, late 80s, early 90s death metals, like, guess a good way to put it is like been in our vocabulary. Like, I know for me, like I've been listening to like Suffocation, Human Waste, and Effigy of the Forgotten since like I was in middle school, so like 2007, 2008. Um, you know, just always been into like death metal and stuff like that. All the OSTM bands you could think of: Cannibal Corpse, Immolation, Deicide, Suffocation, stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely think all of us we pull from that. I guess you could say we know our shit about all the classics when it comes to like death metal in the OSTM realm.
Word. Yeah, I think it shows. And again, no lack of imagination there. Also, some modern stuff too that I really dig a lot. I'm sure there's something for heads
Yeah,
of all kinds, and that's what I think people are really vibing on with this band. If it's cool, I thought we would jump into a little track by track. I have my Holics here. I've been listening to the record a lot, and I do
okay.
want to I do want to mention. I want to throw some shade at Twitter because we shared the news of the face ripped off video, and Twitter put a warning on our tweets because of
Yeah,
the literally because of the not even the thumbnail is a band picture. I don't think the album artwork is in that
yeah,
is in the post. It'll be in our review, but it's not in the news story. I think it's just literally face ripped
okay.
off, triggered Twitter's algorithm. So just want to fucking say fuck you, Twitter. And like I don't care about swearing on YouTube.
Yeah,
Fuck Elon. He's an idiot. I work in marketing and social
yeah,
media. So I just like it's annoying to me how he's took a good thing and fucked it up. It was kind of good. Not all. No, none of these things are forever. All we really have is
yeah.
our websites and our music, and hope the Bandcamp doesn't go to shit. Um, we don't own these things. But anyway,
Facts.
I wanted to jump through the track by track on Homicidal Ecstasy, and just whatever you want to share is cool with me. And again, these titles are probably some of the most imaginative, and I can't stop laughing at some of these things. I'm sure it's not meant. I'm sure it's meant to be comical. Black Market Vasectomy kicks off the album, just hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. I guess what I have to say about that one is I don't know. I think that song itself is a great first track to an album intro. Like, like song is super heavy, um, super like simple, I would say. Um, I'd say some of the influence that went into writing that song was from like bands like Cock and Ball Torture, Day Everything Became Nothing, super like heavy gore grind stuff from like Europe, shit like that. So yeah, great intro to the album. One of my favorite songs. So super stoked on that one.
Nice. Obviously, the big single we just talked about with the video, Face Ripped Off, is the second track.
Yeah, this song's really cool. The first riff in the song has been in the making, to say the least. I want to say that riff is like 5 to 6 years old. Me and Cody had like an older project that we were trying to like do 5, 6 years ago, and we had some demos of it. And when it came to writing for this album, we were kind of, going through like what we call the riff bank, some riffs and stuff we have stashed away and see if anything might be a cool idea to contribute to the record. And this is one of the first things that came out of that pile. And I'm super proud of it. It came to be like one of the coolest, heaviest songs on the record. And I'm glad it was got to be a single. Got to have our friend Aaron Hurd do a guest spot on it and be featured in the music video as well. So, song is super awesome, and I'm glad we could elaborate it on like such a big way, having a music video and stuff like that for it.
Killer. Pissed, which was another single, is the third track.
Pissed is super awesome. I think this song was one of the most collaborative songs that we put together, um, between me, Drew, and Cody. Like we all have some guitar riffs in that song. We got the iconic "Got the Life" disco hi hat drum beat on it, which I think is sick. I don't think I've heard death metal bands use that beat in context as far as I know. So I think it's really cool. I think it's a really good first single. It's got a heavy, sludgy feel at the beginning. So, just wanted to make sure our first song out with our new record was going to be promising to all our fans, new and old. So I think that was a great uh, first single for us to come up with, Homicidal Ecstasy.
Killer. Shout out to David Silveria, the original Korn drummer, who was a big disco fan and dance music fan. He put that disco beat in, got to life. I'm with you on that. That was a banger.
Oh, yeah.
Testicular Rot, another incredible
Yeah.
title, is the next track.
Oh, yeah. Man, this song is really, really sick. We were just rehearsing this the other day, and we're definitely going to be adding it to our set list. It's just such a heavy, fun song to like listen to, and it's got some cool kind of left turns of where the song goes in the second half, and it's just cool. It's got Godflesh, Suffocation, Gore Guts, Ulcerate vibes all in one song, which all those bands are completely different. But to me, like, I think that's where I see the inspiration for that one. So that's a really cool, unique song, and I can't wait to start playing that one live. It's gonna move some heads for sure.
Real. Hungry for Your Insides is the next track.
Oh yeah, Hungry for Your Insides. This song is super sick. This is a Cody Davidson song that is from his solo gore grind project Putrid Stew, and I'm glad it made its way onto the album because I think it's really fitting with the rest of the songs we put together for it. It's a short one, it's fast and it's heavy, so it's a good little change of pace to have that one on the record.
Word. Nice. I like the change up of all the different tracks and the vibes. I dig it. Skin Cushion is next, another great title.
Yeah, the song is awesome. This is about Ed Gein. So if anyone's not familiar with him, just do a little research. Hell of a guy, to say the least. And I think this song, the build up to the ending, is pretty got like the same feeling that you would get from being in a situation where Ed Gein might be there. It's just you might get fucked up. So the song's awesome. Skin Cushion.
You may wind up a piece of furniture in someone else's house if you're not careful. A Lesson in Savagery
right.
is next.
Yeah, this song is awesome. Lesson in Savagery. We're rehearsing this one as well a couple of days ago. This song is got some of the like heaviest, darkest riffs on like the whole record. Big devourment vibes on this one. So anybody looking for something heavier on the album, I'm gonna say that's definitely top three for me personally. One of the heaviest songs. It's just a nasty song for real. So excited for everyone to check that one out.
Word up. Narcissistic Incisions. I have to work on my enunciation for this.
I will say Narcissistic Incisions is got again some of the heaviest riffs. Another big collaborative song from me, Cody, and Drew on the guitar parts and riffs. Man, this is like the hardest song that this band has ever put together. It's so fast. It's so in your face. This is probably the most brutal song that we've ever put together. And shout out to Drew for writing like a couple of the like most annoying, hardest riffs I've ever had to learn from somebody else. So expect nothing but brutal shit from this song. A lot of Defeated Sanity vibes in this one. So yeah,
Great
it's gonna
band.
be a good one.
I love Defeated.
Absolutely.
That's a phenomenal band. Yeah. Mortal Admonishment.
The band's band. Yeah.
Right. Mortal Admonishment is an admonishment. Yeah.
Mortal Admonishment is one of my favorite songs to play live. It's got really cool mix up of different styles of riffs. Dynamically, it has, it just goes some places that you wouldn't think would fit together, I think, well in death metal. But this song I think defies that and is a really, really good song from us. It has a lot of dynamic. So yeah, this song. I love this song. It's one of my favorites.
Or Proclamation of the Frail is the next track. We're getting through these fast.
Proclamation of the Frail, another new one that we've been working on playing live. Um, this song, I mean, just like the others, it's heavy as fuck. Shout out to Cody, our drummer, for going absolutely hard as a motherfucker on the drums on this one. This is one of the funnest songs to listen to as far as drums. Yeah, anybody that's a fan of Cody's drumming and his like gospel chop kind of style, fills and approach, you know, weird groupings, like numbers of hits and his uh, fills, bowls, and all that. This is, I think this is a drummer's song for sure. This is really, really heavy one as well too.
Or the next track is Necrosexual Deviant.
This song is the first song that we put together as a band after Tortured Whole, our last LP. And yeah, once we finished writing that one, I had it in my head. I was like, this has definitely got to be one of our like singles for the next record. I think this song is really important because it shows the transition from the Tortured Whole LP to Homicidal Ecstasy. So I'd say for anybody that's getting into us, if you want to hear like a good progression of like a time progression of the band, listen to Tortured Whole and then listen to Necrosexual Deviant first, because that's like in the timeline of how the songs went. So yeah.
Awesome. And no relation to the actual dude, the Necrosexual or his band, but it was a fun exchange online where he thought the song was about him because I think he's probably has narcissistic incisions, puns. I have him. So, but shout out to the Necrosexual. He's a buddy.
Awesome.
And the final track, which I love this title, Fiending for Bloodshed.
Yeah, this song is, I think it's a really good choice for last song on the album. It's dynamically the riffs, like, remember when we were putting this together, I was like, I don't know, this feels like kind of weird. But once Cody had put his drums down on it and Devin put his vocals on it, I was like, wow, this is one of the most advanced sounding songs I think we've put together. There's lots of different parts in there that I didn't think would be able to flow and work together, but that proved me wrong. And I think for an album title or an album ender is really, really strong choice. We played this song live for the past couple tours, and it's another really fun one to play. And yeah, it's got a great vocal break in it. It's got Devin in it. Sounds super sick. Lots of weird stuff going on with the riffs, and I think the last riff on the record too is one of my personal favorites. Very moody, and I think it's a really good appropriate ending to the whole album from that song. So yeah, another really cool one. I'm glad it's right on the end of the album. It closes it out just how it should.
Right on. It's kind of a long boy, this record, man. It's a lot of tracks, and I like that the band is feeling themselves and not afraid to just throw it all out there and put out, a lot of bands are going smaller and EPs and singles, and you guys are like, here's a whole ass record. Sit with this for a while. I'm excited to get this guy on vinyl and spin it and flip it and sit with it for a few hours and enjoy it. I'm still very much into albums myself, or maybe I'm an old school dude, but I appreciate that album approach by the band.
For sure. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, this is from front to back. There's no breaks or nothing. This is pulverizing and brutal, like to say the least, of a record. So, we got to writing the record, all these songs just came really like easily to us. And we were like, well, we might as well put out like as many songs, especially us entering like a new chapter as a band and do a next record. And we wanted to really kind of set the tone from, I'd say that the band's previous releases and like maybe attitudes about some certain things were a little bit more on the funny side, which is like fine, you know, a little tongue in cheek never hurt anybody, and I think it goes hand in hand with us. But I think as far as musically, we wanted to step up things in a little bit more serious, aggressive manner. So, you know, figure we might as well try and write the best, heaviest songs that we could, and I think we're all pretty proud of the outcome.
I dig it, man. Just as a final thought, records coming out, a lot of tours and festivals on the horizon. What are you looking forward to the rest of this year?
Oh, we've got the Chaos and Carnage tour in April. Um, Dying Fetus is headlining. It's like Suicide Silence. I'm really excited for that one. I mean, a lot of the bands on that, I think for all of us, aren't really like our forte. Like, you know, maybe favorite kind of bands or bands that we'd like to go out more than anybody. But I think that's okay because we're going to be playing a lot of like bigger rooms. And I think for us as a band, we want to, you know, try and expand and grow and be able to, you know, make new fans. And I think the best way for any band to do that is, you know, go play with other bands that aren't exactly, you know, in the niche small subgenre that whatever band you might be a part of is in, you know. So I think mixing genres and subgenres is just like good for everybody because it allows everybody to grow, make new fans of new music, and you know, in the long run, in our small little community that is extreme music, you know, the more people that are involved with each other, the more people that are involved in general, things are going to grow, and it's going to be a bigger, more sustainable, positive thing for everybody else in the world. So really excited to do that one. And we've got some headline shows in February for our album release with really good friends, Year of the Knife, Internal Bleeding, and Vomit Forth. So that'll be nice. We get to hang out with all our really, really close friends we've made uh, past year of touring. So other than that, we really don't have a whole lot planned out. We've got some festivals we're waiting to announce. They're really cool. And we're just kind of still filling in our schedule for the rest of the year. So we're still waiting on some things to announce. So keep your eyes peeled.
Will do, will do. We love Internal Bleeding over here. Huge fans, good, great guys. Said, man, nice hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out with Ghost Cult. Really appreciate you. Congrats on the album, and you know,
Yeah.
we'll see you for the next one in person.
Thanks, man. Fuck yeah, man. Sounds good. I had a great time being on here with you.